It is Friday, the 16th of June, 1961, and the St Louis Cardinals are visiting the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is our approach to telling the history of America's favourite game. Just as radio stations would recreate baseball games from ticker tape messages, we can research this classic game and present it to you as if you were listening to the radio in 1961. Information was sourced from several sites and records, including retrosheet.org and sportsreference.com. This broadcast should not be considered a complete or fully accurate historical record. Nevertheless, this is our story of the game.
Weather is darkening and it's going to carry on over the weekend. Thanks for the weather update, Sally. Good afternoon, America. Ewan Spence here at Forbes Field, and a weekend of baseball is here. An absolutely packed game roster this evening, and we've decided to bring you the St. Louis Cardinals from here in Pittsburgh as they take on the Pirates at Forbes Field. We'll keep you up to date with all of the other games tonight, 8 of them going on across the American and the National, but we're going to focus on a really interesting matchup that we've got in front of us here. It is the middle of the National League table. Pittsburgh 4.5 behind, Louis 7.5 behind, but we join a Pittsburgh team that is still trying to prove that last year's run to the World Series was a true run, a dynasty starting, not just one of those one and done championship rings that many of us have seen before. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, they're on the build. They've got a young team. We're starting to see some heroes come through there, not least Bob Gibson is going to be on the bump tonight. So both teams looking to settle themselves into the season. They still, neither of them quite managed to click together. They're getting there. Are they going to get there in time to catch the Dodgers at the top of the league? And of course you've got Cincinnati and San Francisco just half a game back behind Los Angeles. So lots to play for. Okay, a little look down. Teams are just getting the final warm-ups. Pirates are just passing the ball around, getting everybody loose, and that will give us time to run down who we've got. So St. Louis Cardinals lineup. We're going to open up with center fielder Carl Warwick. We're going to follow that up with second baseman Alex Grammas, and third in the lineup is first baseman Bill White. Middle of the order, third baseman Ken Boyer, left fielder Charlie James, and right fielder Don Tossig. And closing out 7, 8, 9, shortstop Bob Lillis, catcher Tim McCarver, and your pitcher Bob Gibson. Defensive lineup for the Pirates. Left, centre, right, across the top, Bob Skinner, Bill Verdon, and Roberto Clemente. Your shortstop will be Dick Goat, and your Ted Rogers 3-2-1, Don Oak, Bill Mazeroski, and Dick Stewart. Stewart at first, Mazeroski at second, Hope at third. Catcher will be Smokey Burgess, and on the bump and starting off the pitching is going to be the veteran Harvey Haddix. Your umpires for today behind home plate, and your crew chief will be Vinnie Smith. First base will be Dusty Bogus, second base Tom Gorman, and third base will be Stan Landes. You're listening to Classic Baseball Radio, and you can support our recreations with a small pledge at ko-fi.com/classicbaseballradio. And don't forget to link, like, love, share, and subscribe to YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you follow your podcasts. Find out more at classicbaseballradio.com. Right then, are we all settled? Are we all ready to get underway? 1, 2, 3. For the St. Louis Cardinals, Warwick, Grammas, and White. Catching for the Pirates will be Smokey Burgess, and throwing the ball down will be Harvey Haddix. Signal is given from Vinnie Smith behind the plate. Masks are pulled down. Everybody winds up. Legs are ready, arms are ready, eyes are going, bats on the shoulder. It's ready. And let's play baseball. And we open up with ball one that goes high. Warwick just getting his eye in just as much as Haddock Burgess is. 1-0. And that's going to be hit up high. It's staying on the infield. Dunhope's going to be underneath that at third base. Catches it just inside foul territory there and one away. Up fly up to third base. As we welcome in Alex Grammas. Grammas the Great coming in with triple twos on the average, but very much a mentor to the rest of the team. Takes ball one, just going up and in just a little bit off Haddock. He's a bit of a southpaw, likes his four-seamers and his off-speeds. Get the location. Those quite there yet. We're going to go 2-0. Shake of the head there. It's going for the next pitch call. Comes in hard for strike one. And as that goes in, he just gives a wave to the crowd. There you go, everybody. I know what I'm doing. Thank you very much. 2-1. That's firing out high. It's going long, but Elman's going to push that back. I think though Verdon just stepping in from the warning fence at the back of Forbes Field to take that one for the second out, and a fly ball out to centre field. Forbes Field not built to be home run friendly here. Pirates know how to cover the back of the field in the expanse, the smooth plaster and the cut grass that we have here. Bill White steps in now. 2 up, 2 down so far. Haven't been able to get the ball high and ready for the defence. See ball one goes a little bit to the outside as well. Annex's lovely slider he can bring in as well to the inside. That one goes foul or below. 1-1. Next, very much someone getting that ball into the air. Get the pop up, gets the fly. Seen it countless times before, and I think he's done that again. It's going to get some distance going down the right field line, but Clemente's going to be underneath that one there and takes it out of the air comfortably, and the side is retired in order. No runs, no hits, none left on base for the Cardinals. No opportunity at all there for errors as the outfield takes out number 3 and number 2. That foul into third base territory casually got by the infield as well. So it zeroes down the line. Just have a look at the lineup that we've got for the Pirates. See if they can take the lead in the bottom of the first coming up. Center fielder Bill Verdon, shortstop Dick Grout, and right fielder Roberto Clemente is 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 in the lineup order as well. Dick Stewart first base, Smokey Burgess catcher, Don Hulk at third base at the middle of the order, and closing out 7, 8, 9 will be Bob Skinner from left field, Bill Mazeroski from second base, and Harvey Haddock will be your pitcher. Both pitchers coming in the night. A little bit of time before we get our classic pitcher. Defensive lineup for the Cardinals. Across the top, Charlie James, Carl Warwick and Don Tozic. Bob Lewis is going to be your shortstop. Ted Rogers 3-2-1. Ken Boyer, Alex Grammas and Bill White. White on first, Grammas on second, Boyer on third. Tim McCarver, 19-year-old, is your catcher, and Bob Gibson, another young star here to get himself established, is going to be your pitcher for the evening. Gibson's already great numbers throughout the season. Talked earlier about teams clicking. It's also about players clicking as well, and Gibson very much clicking, especially with Carver. This is a combination here. It's doing really well. Okay, Verdon, Grote and Clemente. Verdon in just now. Take that first pitch. Bottom of the first. No scores on the board as yet, as that's going to be hit high. It's going long. It's not going to be blown back again. Charlie James is going to take that one out in left field for the first out. It's another fly that just appears to be caught by the wind. Not a huge amount here, throwing about 6 to 10. It's an hour in the wind, but he's blowing in from left center straight into home plate. So it's just taking a bit of clip off the ball. Throwing a fence very far away, and yeah, you're going to really find the angle and the clip to get you home run here. Dick Grohl steps in now, 288 for the season, and opens up with ball one. Bob Gibson, fast rate of play on him. Quite happily throw the heat when you're not watching, as long as the umpire says go on, then off you go. As another comes down to take the count equal low, 1-1. Row. A different pace on show here between these two players. Fouls that one off high and hard. 1-2. Fastball got well over the 90s. You're looking to get through the top of the order. Fast and hard. Another one gets fouled off there, so we'll stay at 1-2. Signs from pitching as well. Bob Gibson coming in, right-hand pitcher. That goes inside. Ball two, ball high. The inside on a fastball. 2-2. Wind. Ball three. Curves to the outside. Trying to attempt a swing there, I think. But anyway, full count. Foul out or action. Something's going to happen. Payoff comes down. Struck out swinging. First strikeout for Bob Gibson on the night. And a swinging strike. Two retired. Coming in now we have Roberto Clemente. And he very much the leader of the team. And on the captain's band, thrown further down the order. Chasing his batting trophy this year as well, posting up so numbers 32 coming into this game. There and takes time getting into the box. Gibson burning a hole in his bat with his eyes. Benny steps in now. Gibson's ready almost immediately, and that's going to be up shortstop. Bob Willis picks that one off the ground and over to Bill White in time. Side retired in order as well. Clemente playing a little bit of games. Gibson says the second you are ready, I'm going to snap it down, and there it goes. Shortstop to first. And both our batters have retired both sides in order for the first inning. No runs, no hits left on base. No runs, no errors, none left on base for the Cardinals, and no errors charged. Pirates through one, no runs as yet. Pittsburgh Pullman carriages have all the family cars you've been. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to change your home life for half the price. Now is the time to get yourself to Pullman Carriages to take advantage of the summer deal. The half-price promotion leaves the lot on Sunday morning. Better get there quick. Pullman Carriages, a dealership you can depend on at 57 Main Street, Penn Abbey. Well, Forbes Field, and certainly for the first inning, it is pitchers' game so far, retired in order on both sides. So we will visitors back up to bat. Ken Boyer, Charlie James, Duntosig going to be 1-2-3 for the inning, coming right out of the middle of the order. Harvey Hannock pitching. Burgess you're catching duties. Boyer steps in now. Captain for the Cardinals. Global All-Star Games and Gold Gloves in the locker. And fouls the first one off. Self up high. Speciality there. Just taking a glance round the outfield and infield to check positioning. They're playing relatively deep here. Ball one. Heads out to the inside on an off speed. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. All hustle coming from Boyer. Happy just to take everything nice and easy. It's best to control the pace. Does that one go past? Count goes equal high. 2-2. Alex coming into the wind. Line drive, base hit, going down the third base line hard there. Bob Skinner's on the run into the corner to pick up the ball as we see Boyer turn first, and he's going to head up to second. It's going to be a stand up into second there. Skinner lobs the ball in there to the centre group, set up at shortstop, but we already have Boyer taking himself up to second, so drive double straight out into left field, and we have our first base runner of the night. And Charlie James comes in now, 11 RBIs for the season, and a teammate on the first run at second base. So we'll be looking to be productive here. No outs as yet in the top of the second. Looking to get on the scoreboard. 0-1 to the inside there from Haddock. It's batting right-handed. Haddock left-handed, so interesting match-up here going on. It's going to be called strike one to go equal low, 1-1. Just his time here. Appears to be there. He's inside and outside, throwing them as needed. Go low. Fly ball heading up high and long. It's going out right field. Clemente is going to be underneath that. Clemente gets that first out, tags up, does Boyer, and takes himself down to third base. Long throw in, but that's more to keep everybody honest. Boyer tagging up in the distance at Forbes Field there, not benefiting the Pirates for once. Charlie James there, sacrificing the and getting the fly ball out to right field. Brings the first run down from second base to third base, 90 feet away. The first score of the evening here, top of the second. It's going to be Don Kozik that's on duty here. 5 RBI, but big number you're looking at is that batting average for the year so far, 414, 414. Well, there's some danger here for Haddock for his slugging. Settles in and digs in. The heels in. Shake. Haddock comes set. Line drive goes straight down the middle out to centre field, and that's going to be comfortably on for Tostig, and it's going to bring Boyer home as well. Crosses the plate, and the Cardinals have the first run and the first blood on the board as well. Tostig with the RBI single there. First pitch that he sees, jumps on that one, sends it deep along the ground into the centre field. And that brings Ken Boyer home. Cardinals 1, Pirates 0. Bob Lewis comes in now. He made up first. Yeah, extra cream if you can bring that one over. Fouls that first one from Haddock. sends it towards the Pirates dugout. Not on one. Alex ready to pitch straight away. Grounder towards second. Mazeroski takes that one up. Dick Groves there waiting for him. Shortstop picks it up. Fit on the second. Goes for the throw. Down to first. It's not going to be in time, but they get the force out on Tolsig. 2 away. Bob Willis gets on base. Carver's facing the same situation though. Runner at first. 1 extra out on the board. 2 away so far. Cardinals up by 1 here in the top of the second. Carver watches the first one go past. The ball, 1-0. Carver just looking to get himself settled to the Cardinals team. He's forward AAA organisation's got more to keep himself active, catcher and a batter rather than sort of performance issue. Fouls off the 1-0 to 1-1. Bob Lillis remains at first. Grounder heads towards Mazeroski, takes that up. Dick Groves, shortstop, waiting at the second bag and gets the force out, and the side is retired. General Thornando Dick Stewart, first baseman, happy that yes, you are still involved in the game, and it's another 4-6 force out, and that will tire the side. So middle of the second here, Forbes Field, and 2 hits for 1 run, 1 left on base as the Cardinals open up the scoring here on their divisional rivals. Cardinals 3 games behind Pirates. Chance for them over this 4-game series to make up some ground. Gibbs himself have already met 3 times during the season. It's a close record, and all of them in May actually. First series, 2 games in May, split equally, 1-1. May 16th, it all went Pittsburgh's way, 2 to Pittsburgh Cards. And May 26th, flipped round the other way, 3 to the Cards, none to the Pirates. So, told the 4-3 in favour of Cardinals this season. So Pirates with the chance now to strike back, where the Cardinals 1, Pittsburgh 0, and we are heading into the bottom of the second, and for the Pirates is going to be Dick Stewart, Burgess and Donald. They will continue to face the fire that is Gibson. Stewart steps in from the left, batting right-handed. Right-handed as well. Ball 1 has a whack of pace coming down to that, and heads towards the inside there. 1-0. Right territory with that one though. Into the wind. Heads out down, line drive to right field. That's going to be a base hit there. Don Tosic going to jog in to get that one, falling a little bit in the no man's land. Grass a little bit damp from the condition. Throwing the ball down just a touch. So Dick Stewart there. Pitch and himself up to first base. Tying run. So Burgess is the tying run here coming up, although we are early in the game. It's early to cut back your opponent's lead. Fouls! Another Gibson one off there. Barely pushed down the line. A lot of height though, has to be said. Not in one. Burgess, though 327. You don't leave too much up for the catcher here. You want to set your space, and Gibson making that as well. Fast inside again. Ball 2. 2-0. Just there with the confidence we've seen over the last couple of weeks in the game. Grounder heads towards second, picks up Alabaster over to Bob Will's shortstop. There's one back, down to Bill White at first. There's the second, double play. Burgess gets a fast grounder up towards the gap. Alex Gramas there heads over, picks that one up from the ankles, and a sharp throw to Bob Willis coming in from shortstop, and then on the run gets that down to Bill White at first. 4-6-3, bang, bang, bang. 2 away on the double. Don Hope steps in now. Very much an intense player. Spent time with the Dodgers. Stranger just keeping it gentle. Big strategy. To play with though after the ground double play. Get ball one. Again, just mark territory on the inside with a bit of heat. Bowls that one off there. A little bit of a panic to get to that one. 1-1. Hope with a 4.8 average coming into the game. Whoa. Gibson's finding his speed. Cold strike, 1-2. Sends that one a little bit low into the inside. Again, count goes equal high. 2-2 in the wide. Well wide to the outside. Trying to draw the temptation on the swing there. And yeah. Intense eyes of Hope, just, yeah, we're going to leave that one, that out there. That one back as well. The same ball, 3-2. The off pitch coming down. Grounder up to first base. Bill White picks that up and he's going to take it over to the bag himself. And the side is retired. Double play needed, but it's batters faced. Outs all registered, so it's going to be the 7-8-9 run. The Pirates come back in the bottom of the third. Top of the third. And will be Bob Gibson. We're going to have our first picture there. Carl Warwick and Alex Gramas will be in. Well, no runs, one hit, and left on base for the Pirates, and all of that. No errors to the Cardinals. Pittsburgh Pullman Carriages have all the family cars you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to change your home life for half the price. Now is the time to get yourself to Pullman Carriages. Take advantage of their summer deal. The half price promotion leaves the lot on Sunday morning. Better get there quick. Pullman Carriages, a dealership you can depend on. 57 Main Street, Penn Avenue. Back to Forbes Field, we're keeping an eye on the other 8 games that are taking place tonight, so hopefully we'll get some of those scores for you shortly. But here it's St Louis Cardinals 1, Pittsburgh Pirates 0, and the Cardinals have a chance to extend their lead. Bob Gibson, line in the lineup, is going to be up first. Carl Warwick, Alex Mass to follow. Harvey Hannock still pitching, so it's going to be a pitcher, get us underway. Hannock throws ball one. Gibson. Ball Gibson? Bob Gibson lets that ball just go past. 1-0. Gibson established himself as a pitcher this year. And ball two, well, 2-0. The batting 105. We hope that the back comes along as well, but that can click in more than make up that. So that one hit high. It's going to go out to the left field. Bob Skinner's waving that he's got it. Peter's still planning. He's going to take that one comfortably and safely, which he does. So one away. Skinner pops that one back into the crowd. Pirates fan has got themselves a souvenir and runs back to the Pirates with the lead as well. Okay, one away on that fly out to right field. As we go back to the top of the order, and Carl Warwick in his debut with the Dodgers at the start of this season. Stayed with the no longer dodging the trolleys LA Dodgers for 2 months. Over to Louis at the end of May. Everything settled in with the Cardinals. Oh, first one off from Haddock. One. Aggressive player. You see that? The youngsters coming nowadays, they've got less and less time to show what they've got to stay in the majors. Fouls the second off, not a 2. The teams will be ruthless, but if they see something like with Tommy Carver, as I said earlier, they just go, look, have some time in the minors, get you catching, get your batting sorted out. Brought McCarver back up for a couple of games, send him back down to the minors, basically making sure he gets playtime wherever he is. And he's seeing a lot of America while he does it. Not in 2. Into the glove for ball 1. Coming off an off speed. Dropping away a little bit too much. 1 and 2. Alright, pops up along third base line in foul territory, but Don Hope picking that one up in the first inning. 2. To the outside again. Goes equal high. 2 and 2. Coming in with 0.8 for the season. Dropped slightly. Line. Grounder, line drive, head straight up the middle. Base hit through in the centre field there for Warwick. And it's going to be comfortably on first base. Lads keep full speed all the way through the bag, but the distance is very much there. First bounce just beyond second base bag. More before Beryl Verdon sprints in to pick that up. No extra bases, but third hit. Louis Cardinals in the game so far. 3-1 in hits to the Pirates. Haddock, as Alex Gramas step into the batter's box. Gramas knows all the mind games. Gee, so does Haddock as well. We've got the kids with the speed, and we've got the veterans with the strategy. Ball 1. Just drops to the outside and low. Attempt to swing out and just find the corners just a little bit more as well. Cold strike one there. Moment or two stop from home plate umpire Vinnie Smith. 1 and 1. Runners at first. Ball 2. To the outside as well. Alex there a little bit. In the eye. I wonder if the slider's going to come in shortly. 1 and 1. Line, nope, it's just going to stay steady on the outside. Such things, commentators curse. Commentators predict 2 and 1. That's actually the bat off the shoulder this inning. Swing and a miss, and there's your slider there. Gramaslow going for the outside, and the ball already underneath him by the count goes equal high. Happy with that one. Eternal guessing game. Is it going to go back there? Is it going to go somewhere else? Gonna go somewhere else. It goes back to the outside, 3 and 2, so count goes full. Runner at first, Cardinals up by 1 run. Off pitch. Heads towards Bill Mazeroski again, takes that. Dick Grove takes that again, 1 away at the second bag, throws down to first in time. Double play. Ramas there drives 1 towards Mazeroski at second base, gets that up. Grove's already at the bag in anticipation, so that was the first, and then a lot of time to throw the throw down to Stewart and just make sure to get it right. He does. With that, the side is retired on another ball double play. So 1 hit there for St Louis Cardinals, but nothing from it, no runs left on base, whereas charged to the Pirates either. You see a turned in order as well, thanks to the infield. Comeback Pirates will have Bob Skinner, Bill Mazeroski, and Harvey Haddix in our second pitcher. Okay, some scores from around the leagues. We've got a handful of them in. Two of them are coming in. Washington and Boston through 3. It's 6 runs to Washington, 2 to Boston, and Twin and the White Sox 1 run apiece through 3. What? Yeah, got it. And the third one coming in there. Yep. Okay, so Baltimore Orioles still to score, and the Cleveland Indians 1 run up through there on the shore of Lakes. Keep an eye on the rest of those games throughout the night. Especially keep an eye on Yankees at Tigers. Mathematically, the Yankees are at the top of the American League, and the Tigers are no games behind. Playing tiebreaker rules as needed. Okay, Skinner, Mazeroski, and Haddix for the Pirates. Bob Gibson is still staying on the bump. Not through the order yet. Quite happy to count down. Ball 1 comes. Bob Skinner watches that one. Times All-Star. Many young players go up on the pitcher's mound and throw balls and strikes down to him. That's what to keep an eye out for. Go past for ball 2. Just a little bit on the outside. 2-0. Shakes one off from McCarver. Okay, between those 1. Very little move. Pretty much in. Slide to the outside. 3-0. Skinner with the old head thinking, you do the inside, you aren't going outside. Just, and that's ball 4. Skinner takes himself up to first base. Bill Mazeroski in behind him. That'd be Bill game 7. Walk off Mazeroski. And really that has defined the Pirates over the start of the 1961 season. Taking the World Series here at Forbes Field last year, but unable to find that form again in the first half months of the season. 4.5 behind the Dodgers, top of the table, still trying to find click. Injuries haven't helped, it has to be said. Ball 1. Starting out with the slider to the outside there for Mazeroski. Cardinals 1, Pittsburgh Pirates 0. Runner at first, no and away as yet in the bottom of the third. Mazeroski sees ball 2. moment there. Quiet player. Happily. A little shake and a shimmy. Hustle you into something. Gibson comes set. A rounder goes up there. Shortstop Lewis stops that one. Takes the beat over to Bill White at first base. It's in time for the out. And Mazeroski. Really standard there. 6-3. Advance Bob Skinner in a scoring position though. So job done in one respect for Mazeroski. A tying run over and to scoring position. One away. That cost. Darby Haddock steps in now, and it is a picture the other way around. Gibson, no doubt. Just want to show him some of his arsenal as well. Swing and a miss there on strike one, and Gibson throws down just as much heat as he can put down there. Fast, low, bottom inside corner. Not on one. Old. Trickles to the outside there. Not sure whether that was the corners or just a very slow slider. 1-1. Fouls. Equal though off. 1-2. Just a little shake of the head after that one there. Happy with something. You should have left that one there. Count the other way around, possibly. 1-2. First. Pirates chasing 1-run lead. Left field, base hit going through there for Haddix. That's going to see Skinner move down to third as well. Everybody gets there 90 feet. Haddix himself up to first. Skinner 90 feet away from tying up the game. Runners at the corners with one away. We're going to go back to the top of the order as well. Bill Verdon, a number of options here with just the one out. 22 RBI. Rookie of the Year 1955. Rookie of the Year award was when he was playing for the St Louis Cardinals. Traded to the Pirates after that. Stayed here ever since. Watches ball one. So, experience here will know what the options are with runners at the corners. We'll also be aware that he effectively has a free base. Alt. The outside. Does effectively have second an empty base. Second. Would load him up. Fouled off up and over. 2-1. Burton's got speed in the legs as well. He had to get out at first. Decided to go for the outs over the run. Fouled off once more towards first. 2-2. Well, Burton will just taking a beat there. 8. Fast turnaround when the ball gets to his glove. Setting the rhythm with speeding the legs, but keep control. Comes set for the 2-2. Oh! After a little bit of a moment there from the umpire. Outside low, so just missing the corner. It's now the one just to take a moment and shake something off. Full count, one out, runners at first and third. To cut that lead with the runner at third. Skinner home. Go ahead, I think Haddock all the way round as well. Payoff pitch goes up into a fly ball out into left field. Charlie James is just taking a Few steps underneath to collect that one. Catches the ball in the hand. Tanks up there, and it's going to be a tied game as Skinner brings himself home. Alex is going to stay anchored at first, but a sack fly from Verdon. That'll do nicely, say the Pirates. And then with that, we have a tied game. So 2 away. Runner at first. 1 run on the board. Pirates match 1 run from the Cardinals. Dick Groth steps in now, struck out looking in the first. Gibson does go around the order now. Bottom third. Ball 1. Groth. Fast first step. Slower after that, so it's going to have to be a hefty hit. Get himself the base hit. Go. 2. And still at first base. 2-0. Foul there. Souvenir time for the first stands. 1. Ball 3. Takes that one to the inside. That one inside. If I get stuck, I'm just going to read that for the game. 3-1. Ball 4. And inside as well. Certainly marking that out is his own, but really would like the strike zone there with it as well. Roberto Clemente steps in now, 2 away. Runners first and second, tied game, so go ahead. But 7 and Harvey Haddix. Any ground out in the first. Rican with 31 BI. Ball 1. Again, taking that inside fastball. Another foul off there. A scramble on that one is about far out the zone for Clemente. 1 and 2. Dunn sends it away. Just once more. Outside. Goes equal high. 2 and 2. Clemente just taking a moment. 32 season so far, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs. Watches that one go as well. So, for the first time, all the lights are on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Tied game here at Forbes Field, 1 apiece. Runners at first and second. Gibson comes grounder. Bob Willis dives for that, gets it at shortstop, turns, throws over to first base. It's going to be in time. And side retired there. Bill White getting that one there from Bob Lillis. Looked like it was going to go past him as well, but Lillis smartly to the ground to get that one rolled and throwed. Like duck and cover, but it gets you an out. Side retired. 1 hit, giving us 1 run in there, 2 left on base. Whereas ours to the Cardinals defense. Pirates playing up the game. So after 3, it's all square here at Forbes Field. Pittsburgh Pullman carriages have all the family cars you've been. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to change your home life for half. Now is the time to get yourself to Pullman Carriages and take advantage of the summer deal. The half-price promotion leaves the lot on Sunday morning. Better get there quick. Pullman Carriages, a dealership you can depend on at 57 Main Street, Penn Avenue. Into the 4th inning we go here at Forbes Field. And it's a 1 run apiece. Louis Cardinals, Pittsburgh Pirates. Yeah, one of those I stumble on, one of those I try to make it. I was telling you earlier about the Yankees-Tigers game that we were keeping an eye on, by the way. Tigers are up by 3 in Detroit. Hopefully American League will stay steady. Angels at the Athletics, no runs there at the moment. Neither are any the Twin Dodgers. And Reds and Phillies, no runs there either. Okay. Well, we've got 1 run apiece here, so we're doing a little bit better than some of those. Bill White, Ken Boyer, and Charlie James are one of the Cardinals. Harvey Haddock still pitching towards Bill White, flew out in the first, opens up the fourth with foul off. Aston hard down the first base, foul. Out on 1. White coming in for a 279 here so far. It's fouled off again. 1 and 2. Down first base line. Surprised you don't know that he's batting left-handed. 1 and 2. Let's that one go past. Ball 1, 1 and 2. Alex being a little bit his tactics now. Around the order, he knows what everybody's already seen. Play a little bit with expectations. See where the sliders speeds come in this time around. Settle fastballs, 1 and 2. Head along the ground, it's going to be picked up by Mazeroski. Turns to face Dick Stewart at first base, and that's 1 away. Murmurings from the crowd there. Bill White, first out for 4-3. Way so far, tied game top of the 4th. Captain Ken Boyer steps in now. 3 hits on the board, 1 of them coming from Boyer in the second. Lead off double. It's also giving the RBI to batters later. First hit's a fly ball, it's going to go left field, and it is not going to be a hit, it's going to be a Bob Skinner catch. Bang, into the leather, there we go. Cracked off the bat with the sort of speed that you would like, and then you look at Forbes Field and you go, yeah, this is Forbes Field. And the outfield know exactly where to stand. Bob Skinner just needing a few steps to take care of that. Charlie James coming in now. So sit there and analyse what's going on, make the best decisions, defence and offence. Defence, been one headed out that way towards him, and it's sack fly from Verdon. And 2 away, nobody on. Really, the tactics here is get on base. Ball 1 comes in from Haddock or Seamer. Numbers 1-0. Smart ground hit over, but Dylan Hope's covered that. Takes the moment, across the diamond. Dick Stewart finishes that off. And that's him across the diamond out. 3 up, 3 down. There is defense, doing the business on the ground and in the air. Side retired, in order. No runs, no hits, none left on base. And an error-free inning from the Pirates defense to join the other force so far. When other results come in, so we tend to try and get them from the 3rd and the 5th and the 7th from you, and it's the well, I can see why with the hits going on there. Is Chicago Cubs 5, San Francisco Giants 4. Francisco Giants just half a game behind Dodgers. Tied game at the moment. We might as well just run down the National League while we're looking. Yep, LA coming in with a 36-24, half behind Cincinnati Reds, San Francisco Giants. Pittsburgh Pirates 4.5 behind. Cardinals 7.5 behind. Milwaukee 8.5 behind. Cubs 12.5 behind. Phillies 14 behind. So tie at the top with 3, chasing pack of 3. Just 154 games in the National League. American Spanish has got to 102. We've talked about this before on the shows, on the weekend sports. I'm sure we'll carry on that the rest of the year as well. Wonder if the National's going to follow 1-2 team format. Okay, right, who we got coming in now for the bottom of the 4th for the Pirates? Dick Stewart, Smokey Burgess, Don Hall. Okay, what do we got for Stewart? Single in the 2nd inning. But then thrown out on double play. Bob Gibson still throwing the heat down. Fouls that one, a bit panicky off from Stewart. Caught him out. And it just pitching everybody out with the speed. Even when you sit, even where I'm sitting there, knowing there's going to be some heat comes down. It comes down out of nowhere. 1-1 goes 1-1. Just goes an off-speed slider there. Drift out and low. Stewart batting right-handed. Pitching right-handed here. It's still a tied game. 1 run apiece. 1-1's fouled off. Burgess is on deck. Is in the hole. So we get another one fouled off there, so we'll stay at 1 and 2. Third base line, and way into the crowd though. And inside, outside. Yeah, I glanced down very briefly, okay? It was inside, okay. Kegels equal high. 2 and 2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Stewart will be the second strikeout for Bob Gibson this evening. Burgess is in now. Word or two exchanged between Stewart and Burgess there. I bet that one is watch the inside heat. You come in. Burgess going for a 2-2 count before into the double play. And there's a fast ball inside. Well, sometimes you get what you expect. Now I think more just, this is my space. No matter the umpire, no matter the batter, no matter the bat. Fouls the 1-0. Burgess gets that up and over, 1-1. Another moment of breath. Gibson, the eyes. You can see his eyes trying to push him back into the box. He is now. 1-1. Into the leather for ball 2. Bringing that one just grazing the bottom of the zone. Not enough to get the call in his favour. 2-1. Goes 3-1. Holding back on that one. 27 for the season. Home run. Solitary. 3-1. Heads high. It's going down in the left field. James is going to take that one, I think. And James takes that one out there in the left field. Live for the second out. Bringing Dodgers veteran Don Ho did in the second. He's watching Stuart. Ferocious retired first and the second out. Standing alone with 2 outs once more. It's ball 1. Oh, coming in with really strong numbers. 348 on the average, 5 on the home runs. Fouls that one away. Bit of distance there. A little bit of opposite down the right field line. A little bit easier with Gibson. That's the way he does. Watches for ball 2. 2-1. It's a little momentary step back. Shoes with the bat. 2-1. That's hit high. Hits the hard. Hits the long. It's going down right field. Don Tosig is going to be underneath it, but he's trying and it bounces just in front of his feet. He hasn't made the sprint. Picks up the ball. Hulks past second. The run's into third. The slide is on and he's safe at third. Don Hulk pops a triple in there as that gets lofted high out to the right field. Tosig looking safe underneath that before it sort of blusters and almost does a little knuckleball in the air. A bit of a gust of wind there. Tosig watches it bounce in front of him. More steps could have been taken, but he picks the ball up and does the long throw over to third base. Hulk slides underneath it. Hulk was always going to be there, took another few beats for the ball to reach, but it's a triple on the board. And the go-ahead run is only 90 feet away. Bob Skinner steps in now, drew a walk in the third inning. 2 away, first and second base is open for Bob Gibson. Throws ball 1, goes inside as well. Young pitcher might want to just, so predictable there. If you're relying too much on the, oh, they know I'm going to throw it there, so they'll think I'm going to throw it somewhere else, so I'll throw it back there. Don't always work, Bob. Ball 2. Certainly want to stay around these parts for some time. Little bit of a tell. 2-0. Fouled away that one down third base. By much though, has to be said. 2-1. Skinner, very much a complete player, comfortable out there in left field, comfortable behind the bat. Quite happy just to sit in the dugout, reading the funnies. Cold strike 2. Solitary eyebrow gets raised, which is impressive. I can make out the eyebrow from here. It's just like, sure. 2-2. Go high, comes down. Left for ball 3. So let's put them all on again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th in a tied game here at Forbes Field. The off comes down. And Skinner draws another walk. Ball 4. So, steps up to the plate. 2 walks. Runners now at the corners for the Pirates. And Bill Mazeroski. It's a dab hand it's sending in runners at this sort of setup. Win now, it's a ground out in the 3rd. There are 2 away, so base hit here will give the Pirates the lead. Cold strike 1 on Mazeroski. Steps out just for a second. Stay in position pretty much. Hold there. Mazeroski steps in, gives the very little extra movement. Not one. Heads towards shortstop. It's going to bounce. Bob Willis throws that over for the force out. The second bag, Alex Gramis in the force out on Skinner, and with that the side is retired. One hit for the Pirates. And all to show for that is two left on base. No runs there. The game is going to remain tied. Pittsburgh Pullman carriages have all the family cars you enjoy. A test drive and the opportunity to keep your home life for half. Now is the time to get yourself to Pullman carriages to take advantage of the summer deal. The half price promotion leaves the lot on Sunday. Better get there. Pullman carriages, the dealership you can depend on. 57 Main Street and Abbey. Into the fifth we go. It's a tied game here. St Louis Cardinals putting up their run in the second inning, and the reply came from the Pittsburgh Pirates in the third. Don Tosick, Bob Lillis and Tim McCarver, the 7-8 of the Cardinals batting order, are going to be in here for the top of the fifth. Harvey Haddix is going to carry on with his pitching towards Burgess, and is getting there, and his love of getting to contact and getting the fly balls very so far. Tosick steps in to put up the top of the first. Called strike one. Slugger watches that one, and his eyebrows are not as prominent as those of the Tigers. 4-1-4 for the season though. To make contact with the bat on the right pitch. One. Slides to the outside. Go 1-1. Sick. Lightly bouncing, settling. Alex on the 1-1. Up towards short. Dick Grote's going to take that one over the diamond from short to first in time, and Tosick is retired on the top. 3 for those of you keeping track at home. Bob Lillis stepping in now. There's choice, and so his teammate on a force out on the second, in front of him on the bases. So Bob Lillis, who's traded to St Louis to build up some defensive depth, bringing a bat shortstop as well, trying to get settled in the club. Fouls that one away. 0-1. Up and over again, and it's certainly getting the Cardinals to get the ball in the air. Facing an 0-1. Fouls that one high as well, not two. A little bit towards the dugouts that time, but again, them up in the air. Just not having any of those balls drop as expected. Not two. That's hit high as well. It's popped up. It's going, not quite a pop, it's a fly out to right field. Clemente is going to be underneath that one, I think, comfortably. He is on the jog, but takes that one there. Yeah, that's more a fly with the slow, lazy trip out right field there. Taken out by Clemente. 2 up, 2 down. McCarver steps in now. 286. The bat is hot with the catcher. Is worth, and keeping everything on track for Bob Gibson's arm. Now Catcher is batting. Ball one. Does that one go past on the inside? It's there. Little bit of a slider. Line. 2-0. Carver's stepping back again. A few stepping back and just playing with Hannick's rhythm if they can. He's been around, I think he knows how to settle himself back in. But hey, who can blame the rookies if it works in the minors? But go in the majors and then realise the differences. Big show. 2-0. Grounder bounces slowly. Bill Mazeroski steps into the track to get that one over to Dick Stewart at first. And McCarver retired and the side retired in order. No runs, no hits, none left on base. And no errors are to the Tigers. Through 5, we remain tied. And now we've got some games coming in for 5th inning results as well for the speedily moving ones. Twins at White Sox. Twins have put another one on the board, so it's 2 to the Twins, 1 of the White Sox. Orioles still to get a run in. The Indians put on 1 more, so it's Baltimore 0, Cleveland 2. Sending in the letters about me calling it nil. Can't take all of the Scots out of me. Just all to score NC Athletic. Athletic have put up 1, so it's not 1. See, there's a 1. See, look, 1-0 is what I. But then 0-1 doesn't work. It's got to be 0. So if you want to send letters in the other way, you can do that too. Any more coming in? Cincinnati Reds and Philadelphia Phillies, no runs there through 5 either. Get off the mark. Now, let's see what more we can bring you as the night of baseball. Friday night on baseball continues across America. Bottom of the 5th, and Pirates are going to go pitcher to start off with. Harvey Hannick then back up to the top for Will Burden and Rowe. Hannick's a single for Gibson previously in 3rd. It's advantage Hannick's on that side. Straight back towards Bob Gibson, takes that at the bell and looks at Bill White over to first base and in time. And so Gibson, it's his little bit of revenge back in the pitcher battle. 1 away, and it'll be back to the top of the order for the Pirates. Bill Verdon stepping in now. Fly out to left field. Although the one in 3rd was a sac fly that brought Pittsburgh so far only a run home. Ball 1. Dick here with the Pirates. Verdon for getting the line drives in, but getting them out, and then a little bit of backspin to take all of the pace off them, soften up. Ball 2. And when you consider how hard plaster-like ground here is at Forbes Field, that sweet backspin to take all the pace off. Those times you can really catch out, getting the ball out to the out. 2-0. Foul for 2. Rookie of the year for the St Louis Cardinals back in 1955. Then trades all round. He's going to end up having somebody who he used to have a chance of facing. 2-1. Goals for called strike 2. So we're equal high in the count. 2-2. From the left, does the wind. On the grounder, Agramis is going to pick that up at second over to Bill White, and that takes that down to first base. smartly hit, but Gramas proving to be in a little bit of an athletic block there. 2 away. Dick Grote is going to step in now. Strikeout and a walk on the card for the game so far. Ball 1 there. Gibson that to the outside. About a quiet word in the dugout. To shake it up just a little bit more. Ball 2. However, the catcher is just tune up to second with a weird wave on the glove. The two are so in sync, you wonder if it's an agreed sign. Anyway, settles back in, 2-0. Fouled off there. 2-1. Well, if it was a signal, it was a good one. If it was just a stretch, it's bluffed out this commentator. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Right through there. 2-2. That one just sliding away from the bat. 2-2. Oh, ball called strike. It's a ball. We're going to go full count. Garber stands up again, but this time just to stick with the umpire in the lightest possible way. And the umpire indicates that it went low. Garber is. He can be chirpy. This time he's just trying to expand the zone and knows where it was rather than a big question. 3-2. Bro. Really difficult to strike out normally. It's the full count. Payoff. Gives the walk. Up to first base. 2 away though, so Roberto Clemente coming in. Some options. Many had to be 4. 3rd inning, he watched Dick Grote take the walk. And also had Harvey Hanix up at second. Well, doing that now, it's just Grote at first. Tied game. Bottom of the 5th here. Pirates looking to go ahead if they can. Start with. Wild pitch comes down. It's in the dirt in front, rolling back. Carver's going to scurry back to get that one, but not before Grote gets himself up to second. So, go ahead. Goes in the scoring position. And he's quite happy with that one go through. Oh, 1-0 on the count. Cold strike. Equal low, 1-1. And 8, just glancing up to Dick Grote at second. Teammate is a little bit of a lead. 2 outs though. Again, Gibson doing anything but keeping his focus on Clemente. 1-1. Oh, that one there. Fast down the first base line. Just 1-2. Mane just looking settled. Probably the best one here. It's worth to go for that. 1-2. Set. Ground ball, slow, not a lot of pace. Gibson's to come off the mount to get that one. Takes that one, throws over Bill wide. Is going to be waiting there for that, and the side is retired. There's Clemente run out on a 1-3. No runs, no hits. 1 left on base, up in scoring position. That's Grote. No errors charged to the Cardinals defense either. So we are through 5. Game remains tied. One more result through. It's the Yankees Tigers, and Yankees have put 2 on the board. I guess I put another one there, the top of the American League clash. So that is Yankees 2, Tigers 4. Milwaukee Brewers have first run on in the game over at Dodgers Field. It's a 1-0 game towards Milwaukee. Pittsburgh Pullman carriages have all the family cars you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to change your home life for half the price. Now is the time to get yourself to Pullman carriages to take advantage of the summer deal. The half price promotion leaves the lot on Sunday morning. You'd better get there quick. Pullman carriages, a dealership you can depend on, at 57 Main Street, Penn Avenue. Okay, it's the moment or two before we head into the top of the 6th here. We can get a couple more scores from around the leagues. It's Washington still stuck there on 6 runs, but Boston have put another 8 past them. So that's Washington 6, Boston 10 through 5. And Chicago Cubs are over at the Giants. And San Francisco still on 4, Cubs on 10. So Chicago 10, Cubs, and San Francisco with the Giants 4. Keep an eye on all these games as we go through. That Yankees-Tigers one is still steady at 2 to the Yankees, 4 to the Tigers. That, as I said before, top of the American League. Harvey Haddix is going to stay on the mound and head into the 6th as the starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Changes I can see. Similar with the Cardinals, we're going to stay with the same lineup. So it's Bob Gibson coming in now. Pitcher. Get back underway here at Forbes Field. And it's ball 1. Haddix there taking that one just to the inside. And fouls that one there. So we're going to go equal low 1-1. Gibson and Haddix. Gibson flew out. Previous time he was a pitcher. Haddix was a ground out and a single. So far the head-to-head is Haddix's way. 1-1. Fouled out again. 1-2. Haddix, of course, having much more experience, virtue by sitting there in the majors, but an 0.59 batting average coming in compared to Gibson's 1.05. 1-2. To the inside low by the looks of that one, so our count goes equal high. Gibson just taking it easy, and I think these 4 seams come peppering in, waiting for the moment. 2-2. Comes in low for ball 3. So count is full here as we open up the top of the 6th. 3-2. Payoff coming down. And that's going to go just foul as that heads down the right field line. Clemente quite getting underneath that there. But third row back maybe. Yeah. Payoff once more. Swing and a miss. And that's going to be Gibson retired on looking. So, your pitcher goes once more into the favour of Haddix. Both offence, defensive roles. That's actually only his first strikeout of the game. Anyway, back to the top of the order, and it's going to be Carl Warwick stepping in now. 1 for 2 in a 1-for-1 game. Cardinals 1, Pirates 1. Warwick 3 times the batting average of Gibson, 308, but I suspect Gibson's pitching is just a little bit better. Swung on and fouled there, teetering into the dugout down first base. 0-1. Warwick still really just settling in. Cardinals lineup, been here just over 2 weeks with the team, coming over from Los Angeles. 0-1. Fouled again once more. To push that one down the first base line. Behind the pitch there, Gibson's speed just pushing them, the banners to save them down to the side. Not two. Grounder straight back. Haddix gets that one in the corner of the circle over to Dick Stewart in time for out number 2. Warwick hitting a little grounder. Dinner's around bottom of the mound. Haddix on top of that one to pick it up quickly. A few steps and just in. The toss over to Stewart, 2 away. So Alex Gramas is going to step up. 2 outs on the board for the Cardinals, tied game, so he is the go-ahead. This has been everybody. It's the end of the 3rd inning after Bob Verdon sack fly to tied up the game for the Pirates. And Haddix takes that one in low and to the outside, so 1-0. Speed just heading out far away corner. 1-0. Comes in there, slide to the inside. An attempt Gramas both sides of the box. None of it yet. 2-0. Popped up, it's going to stay in the infield. Mazeroski's doing the save, and it's into the hands there. Under control there, Mazeroski. No wind there to take the ball away. Feet planted, and in we go with the glove. And so it's another 3 up, 3 down for Haddix. 3rd inning of that. So we go into the middle of the 6th, and it's still a tied game here at Forbes Field. Temperature here just dropping just a little bit more as we get into the evening, dropping down to below 60 on the red line. Cast conditions. Threatening rain, just being dark really. We do have that 6 mile an hour or so wind coming in from left centre over home base. It's been a pretty consistent as we go through. Right, here we go for the Pirates. Look down. Still have Bob Gibson back doing the pitching. Tim McCarver still doing the catching. And your pitchers are going to be Dick Stewart, Smokey Burgess and Don Hoke. And this is going to be a middle of the order that's been relatively productive. 2 hits between them. One of those was Don Triple in the 4th. Stewart, 1 for 2 card. Bill and a strikeout. Gibson ready to go underway here again. He comes down and back to his opening on the inside there. Does get the ball. Hands that to Stewart. So Stewart goes ahead. 1-0. Gibson opening up once more with heat inside. Bluff, double bluff. Guile continues. Swing and a miss. Gibson sends that one underneath. 1-1. Equal low. Comes down. Fouled off there. Touch high and over the backstop. Little into the first base side, but Gibson just once more keeping the pitchers off balance. In the tempo up high. 1-2. And that's left with an outside slider. That away slightly, so it's equal high for Dick Stewart. Comes down. Calls strike 3. And Stewart is just 2nd strike. 3rd strikeout? 3rd strikeout. That's 3-1 so far. Between the pitchers, Smokey Burgess stepping in now, 327 for the season, but a 0-for-2 game tonight so far. Called strike one. Sending it inside, but this time sending it high. So somebody's told him to vary it up just a little bit. Odd and one. Burgess with the 5 home runs. Remember, it's a tied game, so everybody is the go-ahead. Fouls that one away. Odd and two. We're scrabby there. Gets the ball back. Odd and two. And trickles up the first baseline there. Bill White's going to take a few steps forward, takes that, and just ambles back to the base. So Smokey just ambles up there as well. I think everybody knew where that was going. The second contact had been made with the bag. So 2 away. And the strategy, Don Hope, once more, isn't available. Came in the second inning with nobody on base and 2 outs. Up to triple in the 4th after there were 2 outs. And he's facing 2 outs again. Heads down for Gibson. Line drive, heads down the line, left field. Charlie James is going to have to ham the gap to do that. Hook's turning and going for 2. James gets it, throws that in. There's not going to be enough time there. Hook's there. Plenty of space as they stand up double to join the triple in the 4th. So that puts the go-ahead into scoring position. Bob Skinner steps in now. Way so far. And that's incredibly wide. We're getting an intentional walk here on that one. There's just a gentle toss back and forward between McGarver and Gibson. There's 3 of the balls. And there's ball 4. So Bob Skinner heads up to first base. Forces on. Second and third, 2 away. Bill Mazeroski, fielder's choice, and a ground out so far in the game. Fouls his first one up high and over. Mazeroski, 273 for the season, 20 home runs. Some of the form that the Pirates to the World Series. Gibson throws ball 1. Another slow to the outside. Zarowski has managed to find that form once more, but the Pirates as a team carrying some injuries as well, going to find pace that put them on top of the table last year. That's another off speed and ball 2. Zarowski is ahead in the count. Tied game here in the bottom of the 6th with runners first and second with 2 outs. Zarowski called strike 2 there. Runners first and second. Go on contact. Count is equal high. Little bouncer goes out towards first base. Bill White walks in to get that one, and it's Bob Gibson covering that from the mound to get the foot on the bag, and out number 3. Ground out 3-1. The side retired there. A little bit of action for the Pirates. 2 left on base, coming from 1 hit. No runs, no errors charged to the Cardinals. We remain tied through 7. Pittsburgh Pullman carriages have all the family cars you've been looking. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to change your home life for half the price. Now is the time to get yourself to Pullman Carriages to take advantage of the summer deals. The half price promotion leaves the lot on Sunday morning. Better get there. Pullman Carriages, a dealership you can depend on, at 57 Main Street, Penn Avenue. Into the 7th we go, and it's the 3-4-5 from the card for the Cardinals. Bill White, Ken Boyer and Charlie James. Harvey Haddix back out once more. Start with Bill White. Not for two so far. Opens up with ball one. He's taking that one and goes to his outside, the left-hander, and Bill White, the left-hander batter as well. 1-0. And it's going to come down 2-0 as well. Snaking into the inside as well. Haddix is taking opening pitch cues from Bob Gibson. 2-0. It's out of the wind actually, just with a shake of the head, Haddix. Just going back to one of the rubber. 2-0. And that's going to be hit down the right field line. It's rolling up short. Clemente's going to have to sprint in to get that one. Picks it up, but it's not going to be in time. Base hit. And that's the opening batter. Goes to the opening runner. And we've only had that once before for the Cardinals in this game, and that was Ken Boyer. Stepping in now, it's Ken Boyer. So the go-ahead for the Cardinals is out there on first base. And just stepping back and stepping back on again. First one fouled away, 0-1. His arm just dropping a little bit from the three-quarters position that he favours. Ball one in through the zone and out again. Never making it to the zone, just missing the bottom. 1-1. 2-1. There's another slider, drops away out of the zone. Two and one goes 3-1. Captain for the Cardinals. Boyer just waiting, I think, for 1-2 through. Back contact. 3-1. That could be it there. Grounder heads up towards centre field. That's going to be a base hit. Bill White is on the move. White's passing second, turning round for three, and Verdon's got the ball and is just going to head that to Mazeroski to cut them off and hold our runners at the corners. And that there, Ken Boyer, single in a short right field. Bill White gone to third base as the go-ahead. Boyer, strawberries and cream to extend that if you can go round. Charlie James comes in now. No out so far, runners at the corners and a tied game in the top of the seventh. There's a couple of options here for James. Ball one again. Haddix just again dropping out of the zone. James knows his analytics, knows his tactics, so look out, he'll be quite happy with the options he's got here. Swing and a miss. Strike one for a 1-1 low count. Infield has come in, and the outfielder Skinner, Verdon and Clemente have stepped in 10-20 feet or so as well. See ball two. Or heat coming in on that one. Lightly to the inside. 2-1. Ball three. Just keeping the bat on the shoulder. Little smile. 3-1. You have to ask who's the most comfortable here. Maybe the Cardinals. Tied game. Or is it the corners? No out. 3-1. Fouled away there, 3-2. So count is full. Thrasher on to Haddix now. To pitch himself out of the jam here. It's the payoff. Popped up, it's going to stay shallow. Mazeroski once more is underneath that, takes a few steps. And there's the first out. Right on the base path, first and second. Just holds everybody in place. So there's one away, navigated for Haddix. Duntosig in next. Haddix throws down ball one. Certainly racking up this inning. Ball two, through as well. Ken Arms just lightly dropping at the side. 2-0. Rolls the heat and it's off target again. 3-0. Tosig not having to do anything here. Slugger, 4-1-4 with his heart love to swing, but in his head, looking at the situation, and ball four is thrown. So that walk will load up the bases. Bill White at third, Ken Boyer at second, Duntosig at first. One away, tied game. Cardinals feel very much in control here. Bob Lewis in now. Fielder strikes on the ground out in the game. Opens up with a ball. Fifth consecutive ball for Haddix. Fouls that one away. Everybody takes that little bit of a lead from the bags, but too much. It's the opportunity for the Cardinals to break open in the game. 3 back from the Pirates in the league, so fouled off once more. 1-2. Cardinals 3 back from the Pirates in the league, so looking at this situation and thinking, is this the time? 1-2 goes 2-2 into the glove there. So that one slips away and low. 2 on the count. Equal high. Little grounder goes towards short. Dick Grote gets that up there, passes that over to Bill Mazeroski for the force at second, but you've got Bill White on the move. There's the go-ahead run, crosses over the plate, and that's going to be, well, Lewis is going to be a fielder's choice there, but more importantly to the Cardinals. Bill White has made it all the way around to 360 feet, so it's 2 to the Cardinals, leading the Pirates by 1. We've ended up there with runners on the corners. Force out at second. Took Duntosig off the diamond, so Ken Boyer at third, Bob Lewis at first. 2 away. Tim McCarver steps in now. Runners at the corners. 1-run lead, looking to build on that one. Yeah, Strawberries and Cream Extra up at third. As McCarver watches another ball go past. Pitch count rapidly going up, control falling away as well. Assume that there's action going on in the bullpen. Doesn't look to be a few warming up as well. Ball 2. 2-0. Carver just taking it easy. Waiting for something to come through. Bob Gibson's on deck for the Cardinals, hoping to get his shot as well. 2-0. Heads down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit, and it's going to go long, and that's going to bring Boyer home. That's run number 2. Bob Willis on the move past second and into third, and McCarver is going to be on a first base comfortably in time. Clemente having to cover that one. Just a little bit too far out of reach. Plaster Paris ground is knocking it a little bit of extra pace in the kick away from Clemente and into right centre field. So one more run home. Bob Lillis taking 2 bags there. Carver is going to get the RBI single. So Bob Gibson steps up with 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Now a 2-run lead for the Cardinals. Pitcher here. Haddix has been on top of this. Flyer and a strikeout from Gibson so far. Fouls that one away. So it goes 0-1. If he's been given the single, it was an ambitious swing. Conscious that he's got men up at third base, 90 feet away. Fouls that one as well, just getting to it in time. That could have been a ball as it were, but Gibson's decided to bring some of the focused anger that he has on the plate. Be a little bit more aggressive this time around. Not 2. Line drive, heads down the left field. Little bounce as it passes Bob Lillis. Lillis is on the move, so that's going to bring run number 3 home. McCarver's heading up and holds up at second base, so it's an RBI single there for Bob Gibson. Brings another one home, so 3 runs in the inning, 4 overall for the Cardinals. Carver to second, and that looks like it is going to be it for Harvey Haddix. Manager comes out to collect him, bring him back to the dugout. And Haddix's final line there. Let me just run the bit of paper there. We're getting Clem Levine come in now, so he's been given warm-up pitches is the indication from Vinnie Smith. I'm feeling just a little bit stingy from our home plate, but there we go. Yeah, practice throws in as well, so we do that. Check some of our favourite games. How are we? Yankees at Tigers, over still 2 to the Yankees, 4 to the Tigers, so no change over in Detroit. Baltimore putting on 1 more run at Cleveland, so that's Baltimore 1, Cleveland 2. And 10-5 now for the Cubs in San Francisco. Cubbies putting on, holding steady, and the Giants putting 1 on over. Check with the laces there. Alright guys, we've got plenty of time in the game. Pirates looking to do the reset, dropped 3 runs this inning. So it's a 4-1 game. Runners at first and second, 2 away. And that's going to be that for the warm-ups. And Levine, throw is going to be live. It's going to be to the top of the order, Carl Warwick. And that's going to be called strike 1 on Warwick there. Bean just settling in, getting a feel of the mound. He'll be back here a couple more times in this 4-game series. Hold strike 2 for those sitting around the side high. Coming in here, classic fireman's roll. Not 2. Grinder wars, Don Hogue takes that, bubbles in the hand. He's going to be late on the throw on that one, and it's off target as well, so McCarver's going to get into third base. Gibson moves up to second, and that's going to be a reach on error. Warwick gets himself up to first, little bobbly grounder. Headed up towards Don Hogue, gets in the glove, drops that out again, scrambles, and then late on the throw. Late on the throw, just off target as well. So Hulk picking up the error the game. So bases loaded, 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Cardinals breaking out the runs this time around. Ball 1, thrown by Levine. Ramas the Great will have faced Levine a fair number of times before. 4 veterans on the field here today. One of the youngsters as well. Ball 2. The thing about baseball is you always feel it's a changing of the guards. It's the young and old guard constantly changing. See ball 3. Play who's going to be the veterans in 10 years' time on the field that we see today. That one is an exercise for the talk show over the weekend. 3-0. That's going to go up right field. It's going to be a little bit short. Clemente and Verdon both coming in for that one. Clemente signals he's going to take that one as well, and that's going to be the side finally retired. Clemente gets a safe catch out in the field, but not before. They went right through the order. 9 at-bats for the Cardinals. 3 runs coming off of 4 hits in there. 3 left on base. And an error charged to the Pirates. Don Hulk for an off-target throw over to first as well. So with that, monster inning where everybody just needs to get their breath back together again. You can do that with a little bit of a stretch. As Ewan Spence here, Classic Baseball Radio. We now pause for station identification. You're listening to Classic Baseball Radio, and you can support our recreations with a small pledge at ko-fi.com/classicbaseball. And don't forget to link, like, love, share and subscribe to YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you follow your work. Find out more at www.classicbaseballradio.com. Welcome back to Forbes Field, and Cardinals have broken open the game on their side, posting 3 runs there on the top of the 7th to give us a 4-1 game. And while the Pirates are into their bullpen, Cardinals' Bob Gibson is going to stay in the 7th inning. He's now going to be facing a pinch hitter here. Walt Morin pinch hits for Clem Levine, so it's going to be the one out for Levine. To see who's we're going to have coming up pitching next for the Cardinals. Anyway, Walt Morin followed by Bill Verdon and Dick Crow, so 9-1-2 in the order. Pinch hitter comes in, watches the first one go past. Gibson finally going somewhere different and sending that one to the outside. Walt Morin just batting a 125 for the season. As a lefty, just going for the opposites here. And that's going to take us equal low, 1-1. Just sending that one the inside low corner. It's going to be called ball 2. Looking to go for a little bit of a curve, but a little bit too much there as well. Ball 3 comes in. Just picking up the balls in this inning as well. Ready for the next. Heads out left field, fly ball. Charlie James is going to have to be underneath that to get that one, and he is there. He takes that one on a slight jog, so one away. I'm going to go back to the top of the order. Will Verdon to fly out, ground out, and a sac fly. So sac flying gave Pittsburgh currently their only run on the board. Facing a deficit of 3. Ball 1. Speed slider to the inside of the left-handed Verdon. 1-0. 2-0 comes through there as well, and switches Gibson's inside and Verdon's outside. 2-0. Little grounder there, Bob Lewis all the time walking from shortstop, gets that, snaps over to Bill White, 2 away. Verdon with just a little trickle of a ground out there. Gibson going left, going right, and then forcing contact and letting the defense do the rest. 2 up, 2 down. Growth steps in now. Someone will be looking for a clean inning here to support the offensive 3 runs that Cards have put up. In top of the 7th goes ball 1 to the outside there. Brought with a strikeout of 2 walks so far, and gets a second ball coming in there. 2-0. Fouls the next one off. Been over on that one. Just strike out Grote. He's known more for drawing walks and just swinging than just letting it go past. Go 3-1. Count in his favour. 2 away so far here in the bottom of the 7th. Pirates down by 3. Line drive, heads towards Warwick and gets that in centre field. Where did that come from? Straight up with pace, and Warwick had taken a stepped in maybe 20-30 feet, or just stood in his drum because of the depth of Forbes Field, and gets the line drive straight into the glove. So a 3 up, 3 down for Bob Gibson. No runs, no hits, none left on base for the Pirates. Pirates charged to the Cardinals as well. Louis Cardinals 4, Pittsburgh Pirates 1. And opening up the top of the 8th will be Whiteboyer and James for the Cardinals. Pittsburgh Pullman Carriages have all the family cars you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to change your home life for half the price. Now is the time to get yourself to Pullman Carriages. Take advantage of the summer deals. The half price promotion leaves the lot on Sunday morning. Better get there quick. Pullman Carriages, dealership you can depend on at 57 Main Street, Penn Avenue. Cardinals in control here at Forbes Field. 7th inning, Cardinals put up 3, and then a 3 up, 3 down defense against the Pirates. 6 outs left for each team in the regulation. Steps in and he's going to be facing Fred Green. We have the pinch hitter of, it's back of the notes, Bob Moran coming in for pinch hitting there. Fred Green is going to be new pitcher now. Green, lefty, who coming in these games where situation just needs careful consideration of what's happening. This game in a 4-game series here in Pittsburgh. So, Bill White receiving, Fred Green delivering. So the first is going to be down right field hefty. It's going to be a line drive base hit. He's going to carry on, so White's going to make the turn, heads himself up to second. It's a stand-up double into second as that one heads down the right field and deep into the corners of Forbes Field. Time of planning to get yourself into scoring position. So, 4 runs so far for the Cardinals, number 5. They're up at second base is team captain Ken Boyer as well. Red Green, 1 pitch, 1 double. Do a little bit less productivity for the Cardinals coming through. It's fouled off there, not on 1. Boyer, cool, double and a fly out. Cards so far this evening, and 2 runs get ball, strike 2. A solid game. Over played himself twice as well to count for half of the runs so far. Rounder heads up, Mazeroski's going to take that, and it's going to be over to Dick Stewart for a clean out at first. 1 away. White though on the bounce of the ball, himself down to third base. Pirates making sure of the out. Charlie James steps in now. Not for 3. But there'll be chances here. Keep everything stable. Runners third. Ball 1 goes to the outside. It's getting the full gamut of outs from the defense. A fly out to the outfield, a pop out to the infield, ground out as well. Ball 2. Just settling in. Still with Smokey Burgess on catching duties. Ball 3. Looking for the command. Get contact with the ball. And it's been strong throughout the middle of this game for the Pirates. Last inning withstanding. That's going to be a fly up. Mazeroski's going to reach that one and takes that plenty of time for that to drop into the glove, which it does there. So 2 away. It's once more. Out to Mazeroski just on the infield. Fantastic. It's going to be in now. So 2 outs. Runner at the third. Extend the lead 4-1, 5-1. So he can drive this one in. Get ball 1. Brings himself ahead. Likes his slugging, he does. 401 batting average coming in today. Get a cold strike 1. Walk, single, ground out, and a walk on the card so far. An RBI single back at the second to kick off runs in the game. See ball 2. Green sending that one in, one inside. Sig watches that one. Ball 3. So 2 away. Big gap out in the field. Steps in closer. Try base hit here. But bring it in. liner heads down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit, and it is going to start both blank on the move, and there's run number 5 goes over. Tosig picks up his second RBI single of the night. Pirates crowd here, not catching light. Same pace of the Cardinals catching that as well. Bob Lillis steps in now. Runner at first for the Cardinals. 2 away though, so all about getting on base, letting everything else take care of it. Called strike 1. Swing there on what I think was going to be high and outside, to be honest. Lillis knows it as well with the shake of the head. Red-green not showing anything. Not one. Count goes equal low on that one there. Another one to the outside. Sink going through there, 1-1. Goals 2-1. So this for depth at shortstop. Cardinals. With fielder's choices essentially working himself up on base. 1. Going down the left field line again. That's going to be just a little bit short in the field, so it's actually Skinner coming in to take that one. And they're holding everybody just a single base. So it gets up to second with this single into first. Potential run number 6 to scoring position, and second here in what is now a 5-1 game. Cardinals, they visit the Pirates to McCarver, a single previously. It's in now. Lofts that one, it's going high, it's going into the left field, it's hanging in the air, and it's going to drop. Bob Skinner takes a few steps to the left to get that one into the glove, and the side is retired, but not before another run goes onto the board. Cardinals extend leads, 1 run, taking them to 5, coming off 3 hits. 2 left on base, no errors charged. 2 Pirates in that game there. Another inning where cracked open just a little bit more. Good use of 3 of their last 6 regulation outs there. Pirates have their 6 to go with Clemente, Stewart and Burgess going to be asked to do the job in the bottom of the 8th. 7th inning scores from around the league. Washington 8, Boston 11. Good on by the Senators, 1 by the Red Sox. Triple runs coming on here for the Twins, or the White Sox, 5-1 there. Walking to LA Dodgers 1. Lead just staying steady. Brewers just still the 1 run in it as Cincinnati visit Philadelphia. That 1 run there. We're going into the 9th at that Yankees-Tigers game. It's still 2 to the Yankees, 4 to the Tigers. Clemente, Stewart and Burgess here for the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th. Run tagged on St Louis to a 5-1 game. Manny in up first. 0-for-3 game so far. Bowles the first one off there. A bit fast and early with the bat swing, I feel, on that one. 8 home runs far in the season. Start the rally off. Pirates crowd something to bite onto as well. It's called strike 2. Mane just shading the eyes a little bit. Dust kicking up, I think. Enough a gust or two of wind here. There isn't much dust here when it is quite gritty coming off. Well, as I said, plaster part. So that's not in 2. The wide. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Gibson retires another one on his 4th strikeout. Now 3 down in the 7th. With another strikeout now. Smokey Burgess is on deck. Stewart steps in now. Single back in the 2nd, then 2 strikeouts so far. It's ball 1. Goes side and low for Gibson. For all of the throwing inside to start off with, he's certainly marking his territory. Not really been able to get to grips with that opening pitch of his. Fouled off on the 2nd pitch, 1-1. Kurt say he's probably one of the biggest power hitters that the Pirates have in their lineup. 1-1. And peel up to first. Yeah, that's a check. Didn't go. So 2-1. No runners on. Bottom of the 8th. Figures down 5-1. 1 ready to come in. Towards short there. Lewis takes that one, and it's going to be over the wide, and that's going to be a fast second out. Ball travels across the diamond at speed. Heat comes from Gibson, bounces off the bat. Lewis and White keep the heat going as well. Bang, bang, bang. 6-3, and the 2nd out. Rocky Burgess. Ground in a double play, ground out, ground out. Fouls his first one. 0-1. Gibson into the 8th inning. Starting pitcher. Seen him go deep previous games. Hallmarks years building up notoriety that I think he's going to get by the end of the season. See another foul. 2. To keep the tempo high, but it does mean that when he steps back, really does upset the trying to keep rhythm. Ball 1 is slides to the outside. 2. Burgess a little bit unsettled, a little bit twitchy compared to his previous at-bats. Let's watch that one. 2-2. Goes equal high. Carver on communicating well. Decision made. 2-2. And foul going up high. That's actually going to stay inside. McCarver stepping back, reaches, and there's out number 3. Catcher Tim McCarver backpedaling and getting the glove almost into the netting, but getting the ball into the glove. So that's kind of what he wants to do. Holds that up triumphantly. Tosses that over to the ball boys here. So 3 up, 3 down. 3 outs left in regulation for both teams here. No runs, no hits, none left on base in that one for the Pirates. No errors charged to the Cardinals. Since cool head. Everything steady. So see if Gibson is going to stay in batting. It's the 9th spot in the lineup card. Yeah, and he's just moved to grab his bat and come back again. So we are going to come back to the top of the 9th with Gibson, Warwick, Gramas. Got a couple of final scores around the league. LA Angels 0, Oakland Athletic 4. That's a final score. We got a final score also at Milwaukee. Brewers 2, Dodgers 1. And it's going to just see where Cincinnati is doing. Do we have a Cincinnati score? Do you have the final Cincinnati score? Cincinnati 4, Philadelphia 1. So that, I think, is going to switch the lead at the top of the National. Cincinnati's going to take over from the Dodgers. Dodgers half a game back now. Just see if we can get some more of those ones as we go through. So end of the 9th, 3 outs left in regulation for the Cardinals to extend their lead. Where it's to them as close as possible. And then 3 that. So Gibson, Warwick and Grama stepping in. It's going to be pitcher to open up with, so you've got to assume that Gibson is going to be going the distance. Cold strike 1. Gibson lets that one go right past. 1-1. Fly out and strike out to open up, and then a RBI single in the 7th as part of the 3-run inning. Handed the Cardinals the keys to the game. Cold strike 2. So just not quite getting his eye in on Fred Green, or maybe it's just only swing when you're really sure. Leading out, got some space here. 0-2. Right field liner, that's going to be a base hit there. Pace goes right back to the wall. Clemente throws that in, but Gibson's already foot on the bag. Mazeroski covering second, so no extra bases there for Gibson, but it's the second hit of the game for the Cardinals pitcher. At the top of the order, Carl Warwick. Reached on error in the previous inning. For 3 before that. Single in the 3rd. Swing and a miss and strike 1. 5 for the Cardinals, 1 for the Pirates here, top of the 9th. Gibson, first batter, so first runner right there on first base. Swing and a miss on Warwick there, takes 0-2. Warwick shuffling around a little bit, looking posed. Strike 3. It's going to be a swing, and the first out, and first strikeout we have Green as well. Gramas stepping in now. Bob Gibson remains at first base with 1 away. 5-1 to the Cardinals, look to extend. Bowls that one off again. 0-1. It's making them tempting, but slightly the wrong position. Just Gibson single there. Somebody else peppering them around the stadium here. Another one filled up. Goes back up and over there. 0-2. Little grounder goes up towards Mazeroski, runs in to get that one, picks up, throws underarm to Dick Stewart with a little bit of pace on that one as well, and that's going to be second retire. Gibson's going to take himself up to second on that one. Mazeroski though sprinting in to get that one, and oh, it's an underarm. It's an underarm with a little side throwing action. Lining as a pitcher in the minors potentially. He keeps showing an arm like that. 2 away, 1 out left. Right, so we're looking to close this down without Gibson getting over up in scoring position there. 5-1 game. Keep that deficit to 4 if it's all possible. You get ball 1. Bill White's in here. Wide and ground out, opened up his card. And followed by a single and a double. Ball 2 comes in there as well. White taking it easy on that one. Tempting on the inside corner for the lefty. Again, from the right hand side of the box. Base hit here was probably see Gibbs driven over to third as well. Fouls that one over. 2-1. Green staying there composed. Taking it up. Checking in with his catcher. Whereas keeping the game on track. Fouled up and over. 2-2. That's ball 3. Falls just out of reach, tempting the swing. Not going for it. Right, waiting for something a little bit closer inside, then he can real bite on with the bat. 3-2. 1 out remaining. Runner at second. And that's on the ground out towards Mazeroski. He's going to take that over. It's a more comfortable throw to Dick Stewart this time, and that is going to be the 27th out. And through it all, Cardinals have put 5 runs on the board. Pittsburgh have it all to do in the bottom of the 9th. It needs a simple equation: 4 to take it to extra innings, 5 to walk it off. And doing that, Don Hope, Bob Skinner, Bill Mazeroski are going to be the 1, 2, 3. They've just had a 1-hit inning with no runs and 1 left on base at the end of it. Picking up any errors either on that. So, Pirates 3 games ahead of the Cardinals. They'll now just do have that gap closing up unless they can have something here. But it's Bob Gibson stepping in, our starter, going through into 9, and it's 7th and 8th inning have both been in order. It'll be Don Hoke to start off the Pirates' 4-run adventure. Ball 1. Attendance in the crowd here. It'd be useful as the 10th batter. Particularly quiet after this one. 2-0. Crowd here, little crowd number for you in a second. As we see ball 3. Gibson throwing those all off speed to the outside. That's right, he didn't go inside fast to open up with. 3-0. And that's going to be ball 4. Nod from the crowd there, so going to have to go quite deep to go where we are. We're needing to find 4, so that's going to make 1, 2, 3. That's going to make the whole runner your tying run, which right now will be Bill Verdon at the top of the order. Right now Bob Skinner stepping in. No outs here in the bottom of the 9th. 4-run deficit being chased. Got Don Holt on first. Comes set. Liner goes out left field. That's going to be a base hit as that heads down fast and bounces fast off of the plate. You've got Don Holt passing round third. Skinner's passed first up to second, but it's Holt all eyes on. There's 1 over the plate. 1 run cuts the deficit down, and that's going to be an RBI double for Bob Skinner. Sends that one fast and hard down the left field line, and it just gathers a little bit more pace off the plaster white sand here. So 5-1 goes 5-2. No outs left. 3 still remaining in hand for the Pirates here. So they've hit another run into scoring position. Be run number 3. But it's not about looking forward, it's about making sure that you get your next play, next step safely. It's Bill Mazeroski. Cold strike 1, which is that one. Go past. Gibson with a walk. And a double so far in the inning. Still looking strong. Seems to have phased him at the moment. Heads out, line drive, heads straight into Carl Warwick's glove out there in centre field. Warwick is already on the run in once that left the bat. Good timing from the Cardinals centre fielder. Holds Bob Skinner at second. One away, 2 outs remaining. And we have pinch hitter Rocky Nelson coming in now for the Pirates. Nelson 233 for the season, 4 home runs, 10 RBI. Bob Gibson. Now, anybody who's read their James Bond novels will know the phrase "a cruel smile." Bob Gibson's got one of those sneaking onto his face just now. Comes set once more. Straight back towards Gibson there, chance, throws it towards short, and then it's back over again across the diamond of first, and that is going to be an out at first base. Rocky Nelson pushing that right back towards Bob Gibson. Grabs that at his feet, and he just was already facing short, so tosses that over just in case, I assume, for Skinner making the play down, but Skinner's going to be abandoned at second, so Willis throws over hard to Bill White, gets the second out at first base. That's going to be a 1-6-3 on your cards at home, folks. There's 1 out left for the Pirates to make a difference. 5-2 game at the moment. Skinner still in scoring position up at second. Now we are going back to the top of the order though, so Bill Verdon going to need to have some action here to keep the game alive. Bob Gibson looking to close it down for another complete game, and throws a cold strike 1. And Carver makes sure the ball gets back to Gibson quick. Bill Verdon asking for time to step back again. Gibson. Tempo there is just maybe getting Verdon trying to do some game. Steps back in. Lands back to second. Gibson comes set. Foul! That one there. So that's not in 2. So 2 strikes and 2 outs so far in the game. Verdon getting the Pirates into the last chance saloon. Watches ball 1. Goes inside and low. Throwing just a little bit fast there. 1 and 2. Well, pressure's on both of them here. Who would you fancy being, Bob Gibson or Bill Verdon? Fancy chasing or defending? Ball 2. Off speed to the outside. Gibson looking in control. Verdon looking calm and collected. Count is equal high. Runner at second. 5-2 game. Bottom of the 9th. Verdon watches ball 3. So all the lights are on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pirates needing some action here to keep the game alive. Gibson ready to hurl down and close out a complete game. 3-2. Payoff. Grounder comes out towards Gallus Gramis. Bill White's going to pick that in first, and with that, side is retired. That's your final out. That's your final inning, and that's your game. St Louis Cardinals 5, Pittsburgh Pirates 2. It's your final line. A game that really was all about the pitchers and keeping control. The 7th inning of St Louis Cardinals, where they inflicted all the damage on the Pirates. across there, though. We have to highlight Bob Gibson and a complete game there, allowing just 5 hits and 2 runs, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts coming there as well. And your box score there, well, it's a solitary error going to the Pirates. And that's 5 hits and 2 runs for the home team. But the visitors keeping clean on the errors, 11 hits through there, 5 runs giving them the lead. And Cunning, they're 3 games behind Pittsburgh to just 2. Final score here is St Louis Cardinals 5, Pittsburgh Pirates 2. And probably just got a minute or two while the rest of the music team get their records queued up. Yankees 2, Detroit Tigers 4 is a full-time score, so Detroit are now going to be top of the American. Cleveland are going to be joining them, but second on countback. Baltimore 1, Cleveland 3. Yankees, of course, dropped the game against the Tigers. Minnesota Twins putting another one on, 6 of the Twins, 1 of the White Sox. Senators 9, Red Sox 14. Dominant 4th inning there. And the final there, and the Cubs 12, Giants 6. So once more here from Forbes Field, where your final attendance was 26,229, and dominant pitching performance. Bob Gibson throwing a complete game, and just 5 hits and 2 runs getting past him. All the Cardinals offense cracking open in the 7th. Cards 5, Pirates 2. I'm Ewan Spence. Thanks very much for listening here to Friday Night Baseball. We'll head over to the music studios now, where we're going to have an exclusive interview, an acoustic set. Don and Phil.
Tonight's game featured 3 future Hall of Famers on the field: Bob Gibson, Roberto Clemente and Bill Mazeroski, with a 4th, Stan Musial, on the Cardinals bench. It also featured 3 Gold Glove winners of 1961, Clemente, Mazeroski and Ken Boyer. Roberto Clemente went into this game leading the National League in batting. He would finish 1961 with a .351 average, securing the first of his 4 career batting titles. Entering 1961, Bob Gibson had a career ERA over 5. This complete game victory was part of his breakout season, where he lowered his ERA to .324 and rose to national prominence. Starting catcher Tim McCarver would go on to become one of only 31 players in history to appear in Major League games across 4 different decades. He would move into the commentary booth for a second career that saw him cover 23 World Series, 20 All-Star games, win 3 Emmys, and be honoured with the Ford C. Fick Award for major contributions to baseball. Thankfully, his musical endeavour lasted just 1 album, although you can still find Tim McCarver Sings Selections from the Great American Songbook on your favourite streaming service. This broadcast should not be considered a complete or fully accurate historical record. Nevertheless, that was our story of the game. We thank Crafting the Call, Retro Sheet and Sports Reference. This is Classic Baseball Radio on Spotify, YouTube and online at classicbaseballradio.com.